Hey everyone, my name is Michelle Vanicurve. You know me as the autistic blogger of my own blog website, The World of Autism. I've been running it since 2019, and I've had a whole guest series going since 2020. Now I have a whole feature series that's been going on. Now it's kind of been turned on with Fridays. So now we have a whole new series happening on Fridays rather than on Tuesdays with my other blog stories. So stay tuned for that. Speaking of with a guest, I actually have a guest on that's here with me right now. Her name's Mary Russell. Come on and on, Mary.
Hi. Hi everyone. So I'm Mary Russell. I'm 26 years old and I have autism. I also have a neurological disorder that's basically meaning is I'm missing a chromosome in my brain. So it's chromosome 6. It's a very tiny little chromosome. And I also have anxiety. There you go.
Awesome, Mary. So here's a fun fact for all you that Mary actually lives in the same town as I do in Florida, and we've met through All Friends Network. So just FYI. But
Yeah.
anyway, um now I want to get let Mary share a little bit about with her own journey with autism and what it's been like for her growing up as an autistic. So take it away, Mary.
So I was born 98. So when I was just a couple months old, I found out I have a neurological disorder that basically means is I'm missing a chromosome in my brain. When I was just a little couple months old, doctors were trying to figure out what was going on because something new, everyone knew what was going on, but we didn't know what it was. So turns out it's a learning disability and it's chromosome 6 that I'm missing. And then a couple years later, I found out I have autism. So I've been on the spectrum since I was 6 years old for 20 years now, mind that. Um, but it's a very good opportunity to talk to others. And also, too, is even in elementary school, middle school, and high school, I was a really good child. I was a really good student. I was very on top of it, of everything. I just need a little more help on the comprehending because if you guys don't know about this, so let's say this. You're reading a book, it takes you a couple minutes to comprehend it. It'll take me 3 more days to comprehend it just because of how I take it. And then as I got older, I got into summer league swimming, which I've done from I was 4 to 5 years old till I was 18 years old. And I did upward cheerleading. I did oh my gosh, I forgot. I did a lot. Let's say that. My parents got me into so many different things so that I could just learn and be more what's the word? Can you help me, Michelle? Like what's the word? Like
Um like
get
well-rounded. That's
yeah,
one.
give me more. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, and then I was in choir all years. I loved it. I got to meet so many many amazing people throughout it, and even with my best friends who I've known for several years, including like Shelby, Haley, Lyric, Kiana, Zach, Morgie, Mandy, many others. You know who you are. I am so thankful for each and every one of you because, like I said, this I cannot think my life without you guys being there because you've been there every step of the way throughout my whole entire journey. Because the thing is, too, is not many people know that I am autistic, but I am. And the thing is, you don't really get to see, you don't really notice that because also mine is too. You don't really see the disability. You don't really see it unless you understand it. So if you want to understand it more, go go follow Michelle's blog, and you can learn more about that. And also too is I also compete in just the Olympics USA Games 2 years ago, actually. So yeah, like I it was hosted in Orlando, and I was one of 15 athletes from Florida for swimming. That's actually really kind of huge because swimming and Special Olympics there's a lot of people. There was 5,500 athletes around the country.
Wow, that's a lot.
Let's say
I
this.
didn't I didn't even know that.
Let's say this. The first day was just us from Florida, and then boom,
Mhm.
like a lot of people. I was like, okay,
Everybody coming from all over.
it was a lot, and we
Wow.
had to take over 2 hotels.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
And also, like, I'm gonna say is I'm more than anything, I thank my family, and I especially thank my aunts and my uncles and my parents and my brother for helping me throughout this whole entire journey. And like I said before, like this is the fact that honestly too is, and also, by the way, here's a fun fact. After told my parents I would never be able to talk. And
Mhm.
I came home from Disney when I started talking. So I go to Disney a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. I really do, honestly. I really go there like all the time.
Mhm.
It is what it is. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you were also meant I know we've talked about this before, but just for people to know, you also was involved like during your school years, you were involved in choir, right?
Yes. I was involved in choir from 5th grade until I was a senior. And actually I as a senior, I was in the upper choir. So the upper choir is like where you get to travel to different places. It actually happened to be at Walt Disney World.
Wow, there you go.
And on the last and at the last concert I was in singing, I was singing in the upper choir, they awarded me most improved award. So
Wow,
it's
that's awesome.
yeah. And also everyone in that class knew that I improved a lot because they all knew I was special needs. They all knew I was a little different, but wasn't that different from the rest of them. It's just I just needed a little more help than most of the other students in that class. And they knew because also too is I also could ask them for the answers sometimes because I would get a little confused.
Mm. Yeah,
Oh, you know
it
how
happens to all of us.
so
It
yeah.
happens to all of us with that. But yeah, I also wanted to transition into talking about with like the work that you've done,
Yes.
especially recently.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when I was a senior in high school, I worked at my old elementary school that I used to work at, that I used to go to actually, not work at, but went
Oh,
to. So mind this, my high school and my elementary school were right next to each other. So my elementary school was the same block as where my high school was. So I got to go there for a couple hours and work at the cafeteria and work with the kids, and then after that, I would volunteer for an hour or two and just help out with the specific teacher and help out with a kid that needed more help. And I taught a little girl that was like probably 5 or 6 years old at the time. I taught her the alphabet all by myself within 5 to 6 months or 7 months. Or like,
wow.
yes,
Nice.
it was really, really good opportunity for me. And I was like, Miss Snap. I said, Miss, I said to Miss Snap, who do you want me to talk to teach specifically? And he said, "This
Mm,
little girl." I'm like, okay, I got this. And then I got her to learn the alphabet really quickly, but it was on my terms. It wasn't on any other terms because it was the way I taught her. Because she had probably the same disabilities as me in some way. Because I could tell
mm,
she was a little different, but I got to
yeah.
teach her the alphabet. Such a little more, little
Aw,
amount of time, but it was just slowly, but it wasn't quick.
right.
And then afterwards I did this program in Virginia. So I grew up in Virginia. That's where I was born and raised. I moved down here, and then I did this program called Project Search. It's a very small program. It's basically where you do 3 different jobs. It's all mainly volunteer work.
Oh, okay.
I just do what I did was I did Taco Bell, dermatology office, and I did the officers club. And then, but my favorite one was the dermatology office, which you actually would think of would not be one, but I like I liked it because the person who trained me at the end, she got to let me call in the patients and take them to the room.
Oh, okay.
That's how much I graduated from that because I was supposed to just like clean all the rooms and make sure they were all
Mhm.
good. But and then afterwards, I worked at a Harris Teeter, which not my not
Mm,
not my
not your
best.
thing.
Well, it was, but I wasn't treated so good. Let's say that.
Ah,
And then I worked at Rise Up. Rise Up has been one of the best opportunities I've ever have had. If you guys haven't seen it in her blog, she posted a picture of me and my neighbor Lindsay, which happens to be in the same area as where Michelle
Yeah.
is. And yeah, Rise Up has been the best opportunity for me since and mind this, I didn't feel like a family at any other job besides Rise Up. That's the only place where I felt like a family. And the thing is, Rise Up is a place where everyone who works there all have disabilities. It's a very, very good opportunity. Actually, we're moving to the Sarasota International Airport. So we don't know when it's going to be opening, but if you guys want to check out Facebook and also Instagram, go check them out on Rise Up Cafe at Rise Up Cafe, or check it out on Facebook. But I'm really excited about this opportunity, and it's gonna be a couple more. It's gonna be a couple months to a year. We don't know. We don't know that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been. I'm gonna say this. It's been my favorite job I ever have. Oh! I forgot to mention. Before Rise Up, I worked at Panera too. I worked at Panera for only for a couple months, and then freaking COVID ruined everything.
Mm,
I was there from
I like
October,
COVID for you.
and then I was there until March 2020, and they let me go. And then after Panera, I worked at Rise Up. So it's been the jobs I've had there were really good. It's just some of them, one of them in particular was not it, but yeah, yeah. So there you
Yeah,
go.
with I enjoyed the times that I've gone to go to Rise Up Cafe, like the past couple of times that I've gone. Even went to see with you in person there working and stuff. It was awesome. It
Like
was so cool.
like 3 times
Yeah, and
actually.
what?
3 times, 2 or 3 times maybe actually.
Yeah, I've gone. Yeah, about 2 or 3 times already that I've gone. I know I've gone, and I've actually, FYI to people, I did do a guest podcast episode with Beaver Shriver, who is the owner of Rise Up Cafe. So don't forget to check that out, as well as with the Rise Up Cafe's website, because there's a lot of good information just to even like check out. Even like I know they have a whole wait list right now of for people just trying to get jobs. Like there was like I heard last time I was told it was like over 300. So
Yeah, it was over like 300,
it's a lot. It's a
especially
lot
in the
for
area.
when trying to for neurodiverse people to get a job with Rise Up Cafe. So just hang on tight. Hang on tight. But don't give up either. I definitely Mary could tell that like your experiences have been such a huge benefit from them versus from other workplaces that you've been in. Just like having that like close like relationship with the employees and your supervisor and everything. So I could tell that it's been phenomenal for you.
Yeah, Beaver was a really good, excellent role model, and also a great manager to work with, and also including with Amanda Barr, Aaron, every single one of the people who I worked with, including like Izzy, Ava, and all of them. They have been a really good really good like group to work with. Even though I didn't work with half of the people, because most of them worked in the morning, I worked at night because they really need someone at night, so they had me come in because. But yeah, but like I said, like Rise Up has been the best opportunity for me, even though some of the people are not going to be there anymore for the airport. That means more people from the wait list can join. So I think it'll be a lot more better of experience, and also too is they also can finally work at a place, and also now we can all learn how to work in a very busy environment when it gets very stressful.
Yeah, with an airport, it's gonna be very busy for sure when you got travelers coming in and out of state. So,
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of crazy.
yeah.
A lot of
Oh
fun.
yeah, absolutely. But anyways, besides with that, I thought we'd go on to talk a little bit with how kind of our friendship started in a way, because I think people would get a good laugh with this. So, if you want to share from your perspective, go right ahead.
So here's a funny thing to this. So my mom and Michelle both work together in a classroom. So my mom is a assistant teacher. She works with kids with with disabilities. and Michelle came to the school where my mom was teaching at. And after like and after we just talked for like I forgot the rest of the story, but I'm just gonna go right ahead to the point where I
Yeah,
got to you.
that's fine.
I I was like I told my mom, do you know Michelle Bino Curve or I sorry.
It's okay.
I said to my mom, do you know her? Do you know Michelle? And she's like, oh yeah, she's a complete sweetheart. I said, well, I'm friends with her now. And she's like, that's great. And I just realized, and then after I realized it, and she asked me about my neighbor, do you know Lindsay? I said, of course I do. She's my neighbor. So it's been 6 months already that we've been friends, and it feels like I've been friends with Michelle for like 10 years. It really does feel like that because also like she only lives 5 minutes away from me.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
kind of across the street from each other.
Yeah, and the funny thing is about with like how we also met online through All Friends. There was
Yeah.
this one day that like it happened to be a hurricane day, so I was off from work. I joined online to be on for All Friends, and Mary was on. And so that's kind of how we got to know each other more too. And that's where Mary just mentioned about with her mom and everything. But yeah.
And
Yeah.
also too is I think she noticed the Russell the part, and
Hmm.
I'm like I'm Mary Russell. I'm Sarah Russell's daughter.
Yes.
So it's
Yeah.
it's just I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It was
That's
really
the beauty right here, right? Live on, we got this on the podcast right here. That's how a true friendship happens. Like just everything. So, good times, good times. Yeah. Anyways, I actually wanted to close this out with Mary. I do this for every guest that I have on my guest series here. What is one advice that you want to give to autistic people?
to never give up on hope, because I'm gonna tell you this, like there have been many times where people have dropped, like you know just like I don't know I don't know how to explain it the right way, but I'm gonna tell you is like just always give the best of love to everyone, and and even if people don't like you, that doesn't really mean anything. Just because I'm gonna tell you is let it go one ear out the other.
Mhm.
So, and also too is I actually did 30 therapies a week to get to where I am now too. So I did a lot of stuff to get to where I am today. But yeah, just like I said before, just never give up on life and everything. And also you will have the best of friends in your life. That's what I found, including with Michelle. So
Aw. Yeah, exactly. And I couldn't agree more with that beautiful message right there. Definitely about with just keep on persevering. Like you have every single person has so much potential in life, so don't give up on yourself and keep going for your dreams, really. So I love that. Great message.
thank
Mary, I want to thank you so much for coming on and sharing your journey and stuff. And we even got to share our friendship and everything to everyone. So thank
you.
you for that. Love that. And don't forget for everybody that's watching, don't forget to follow and subscribe to my blog website, The World of Autism, and also don't forget to follow and subscribe to my professional brand known as Exceptional Shell at Self Advocate MV, as you can follow for more great content like this. So, thanks everyone.